Freedom versus Happiness. This is a summary from the book 1984. So to give some context, Winston is tortured and lectured by O'Brien about what life means in a suppressive and collectivist regime. They then ponder about what it means to be happy and how that is apparently different to what it means to be free. So this passage is from the end of page 300 to 301, that the party did not seek power for its own ends, but only for the good of the majority, that it sought power because men in the masses were frail, cowardly creatures who could not endure liberty or face the truth, and must be ruled over and systematically deceived by others who were stronger than themselves, that the choice for mankind lay between freedom and happiness, and that for the bulk of mankind happiness was better, that the party was the guardian of the weak, a dedicated sect doing evil that good may come, sacrificing its own happiness to that of others. Winston recalls and summarizes what O'Brien continually says in O'Brien's efforts to brainwash him and get him to believe what the party says, a form of re-education. Notice how governments are given two choices, a dialectical tension between either having freedom and liberty versus having happiness. Happiness and freedom are pitted against each other, as if both are not related. Perhaps in the West, especially in the Constitution of the United States of America, freedom and the pursuit of happiness are written in tandem, because they are perceived to be one and the same, where more freedom can lead to more fulfillment and the pursuit of happiness, and likewise, more happiness is capable of inspiring more freedom. In totalitarian societies, happiness can be defined as whatever the party chooses to define it. It could be controlling what the word happiness means to serve the state's interest. Even in supposedly free societies, happiness could be whatever a politician states is happiness, whether that be an emphasis on security, harmony, and stability at the expense of eroding freedoms and suppressive laws. This means the means and the ends become blurred, and the imposition of authority could emphasize notions of safety and protection against any perceived threat, but this leads to further restrictions and the tightening of control by authorities. You can also see that a degree of deception is employed so that governments can continually keep their control, stating that it's for the sake of happiness or stability or security or freedom. Also, happiness for the majority and the weak would in turn lead to no happiness at all, because in essence the state defines what happiness is, whatever that goal may be, and whether to quote-unquote, for example, liberate a nation or conduct nation building, so that whatever narrowly state-defined happiness can be achieved. But is that really happiness if you are not free to decide and choose for yourself what happiness is? Just because the state or authorities say that doing this or that leads to happiness, is that really happiness? Or is this merely an agenda of control and subservience to an authority figure for some nefarious reason? Perhaps we should look into our own conscience and question whether we have allowed any form of control, totalitarian control, tyranny, or suppressive rules, laws, and legislations to come into and impede on our freedoms, and that these rules may be justified by the state to bring about more happiness, but in the end, perhaps they do the opposite and lead to more suppression as a result. So yeah, thanks for watching.